Hey, what's going on, everybody? So this discussion is talking about altitude training, and it talks about how it affects your exercising, your health, the positive and the negative impacts it brings. Let's talk about what high and low altitude is. High altitude is about 7,000 to 8,000 feet above sea level or higher, and then low altitude is about 4,000 feet above sea level or below. And when you're in those two different regions of feet above sea level, the breathing is going to be different. That's a lot of what this training and this discussion is about. So in high altitude training, there is less oxygen to breathe than the lower altitude. So when it comes to less oxygen to muscles, it enhances the athlete's performance in competitions that are actually taking place in lower altitudes. So for an example, you acquire more red blood cells, which allows the blood to carry more oxygen to your body when you get to lower altitudes. So it actually boosts your oxygen to muscles, and it feeds that oxygen to those muscles, which will make it last longer and grow stronger. And some of the negative effects, though, that's some of the positive. So some of the negative. It increases the risk of altitude sickness due to low oxygen. So when that happens, it worsens the symptoms, like headaches, nausea, fatigue, and it can even progress life-threatening conditions like fluid in the lungs, causing you to choke and not be able to breathe. So that's some pretty serious things to think about when it comes to the negative impacts of it. And it talks about wanting to balance those two out and how it can affect the benefits and risk. So the benefits of balancing those two, high altitude and low altitude, you utilize oxygen more effectively, and it's improved cardio fitness when you're in the lower altitude. So the higher you are, whenever you drop down to that lower level, your breathing can be so much better and easier to maintain. The risk, though, for going up to the higher level is you're ascending too quickly. If you go up there too quick, not training to be ready for it, it can lead to acute mountain sickness, and it can be very serious for you. So you got to kind of plan and be prepared for going up to a higher altitude. I have seen some of this firsthand. I agree with a lot of things I've read about, and a lot of the stuff that I've mentioned when it comes to the benefits and the positive negative effects. I've got it all from Ben Levin. He's a cardiologist, and he talks about it in his How High Altitude Training Can Benefit Elite Endurance Athletes like runners and swimmers. So a lot of this information I've got is from him. It's all on the University of Texas Southwestern Medical Center website. And some of the experience I have of myself is I actually went and spent a week in Colorado a couple years ago. I'm a big runner. When I went up there, I definitely could not go as long as I could down here in Oklahoma, and that was because I was so much higher, and so of course it was hard for me to breathe. Well, when I came back the next week, I was actually running so much easier and farther than I was before I left, because I had kind of got used for a week or so up there and running and training up there. So that's kind of an experience that actually explains everything I talked about earlier and how it can help you as a positive effect. So yeah, I agree that it is effective as long as you train right, do it right, and prepare.